Thank you. I want to thank the Canadian Peace Alliance for inviting me to speak today and just say and express how wonderful it is and humbling it is to speak next to the courageous speakers that have contributed so much to the movement that are here today. So under the topic of successes and opportunities for resisting war, and I would add empire, I'm going to speak specifically about the successes the Canada Haiti Action Network, or CHAN, has had and the challenges that we still face in building the Haiti Solidarity Movement. CHAN, the Canada Haiti Action Network, is a grassroots national network of Haiti Solidarity activists working to expose and oppose Canada's ongoing nefarious role in subverting and crushing democracy in Haiti. And I'll be presenting these successes and challenges very much from my perspective, because even within my own specific chapter, the Toronto Haiti Action Committee, it can be very difficult to reach a consensus on anything. However, I did solicit feedback from other CHAN affiliates and even heard back from some, and was happy to incorporate their excellent insights around this topic. So I want to begin by telling you how I first became involved with Haiti Solidarity, because I think it illustrates both the successes and the main challenge in CHAN's work. I attended an event in Toronto launching the book Canada in Haiti, Waging War on the Poor Majority by Yves Engler and Anthony Fenton. And my activism up to this point had been directed really at opposing what I saw as American imperial projects, looking at the US as the empire, of which I saw Canada as a somewhat reluctant colony. But at this event, I was introduced to my country's crimes in Haiti, the fact that on February 29th, 2004, my country had executed a coup along with the US and France against a government that had been democratically elected, a coup that it had planned. The fact that my country had dismantled an entire government structure and handed over power to an illegal, corrupt regime and foreign occupation troops. The fact that my country had trained and equipped Haitian National Police and headed UN MINUSTA forces as they conducted and continued to conduct a rampage of brutality and repression against Haiti's poor. So really, I was made aware of a role that, in my opinion, can only be described as an overt example of Canadian imperialism. And that reality, unfortunately, remains one of the biggest obstacles in Haiti Solidarity work, and indeed in any work criticizing Canadian actions abroad, because there is this unwillingness, even within progressive organizations, to recognize the full extent of Canadian foreign policy crimes. And I think so our challenge remains to expose the fact that the Canadian settler colonial state, and we have to stress that that's the title we should use, pursues actions at home and abroad directly for its own economic, political, and strategic interests, and has always done so. The main focus of CHAN's efforts has really been to raise public awareness, and this has been done through incorporating solid research and documentation, something that I think has to be at the basis of any work that is undertaken challenging those in power. Canadian activists made trips to Haiti immediately following the coup and came back with eyewitness accounts of their findings. This was followed by the presentation of the devastating Griffin Report that came out of the University of Miami Law School that exposed direct Canadian complicity in human rights abuses in the most graphic and undeniable way. And this mobilized activists throughout Canada to initiate solidarity movements around Haiti. And CHAN activists were able to get this report in the hands of political leaders and parliamentarians. A little while later, there was the cross-Canada tour of filmmaker and journalist Kevin Pina and his documentary recording the abuses and repression against the Haitian poor by MINUSTA and Canadian-trained Haitian National Police forces. And again, this was all around the same time as the Fenton-Engler book tour that I attended, where again, the reality of Haiti was presented in a clear, well-researched, and well-documented fashion. And I think that example of thorough, independent journalistic research and the efforts of activists throughout the anti-war, anti-imperialist movement to disseminate the findings has really been a strength in Chan, and has not only served the Canada Haiti Action, the Canada Haiti Solidarity Movement, but the international Haiti Solidarity Movement, and has been used by local groups as a basis for their work and their educationals. And I think that it is critical to gather and document the facts of any injustice, and to then use those facts and that documentation for the basis for our demands for justice, because it allows for an informed construction of those demands. I also want to highlight the work around bringing activists directly from Haiti to promote the solidarity work. Most notably, there was a visit by Patrick Elie, a well-known Haitian activist and militant who was a leading figure in the movement against US-backed dictator Jean-Claude Duvalier in the 80s, as well as Aristide's defense minister, the president who Canada helped to oust Aristide during his first term in office. And so Patrick, the Vancouver chapter of Chan, organized a cross-Canada tour with Patrick, with each local chapter in turn initiating public and media events. In Toronto, we organized various speaking events for Patrick, one specifically linking up with members of the Latin American and Caribbean community, with the Councillor Generals from Trinidad and Tobago and Cuba present. And the value of that tour for me was in establishing a direct personal link with Haiti, having a strong voice of insight that came from a place of experience, very much like Malaya Joya from Afghanistan, who spoke at the recent NDP conference, Jamal Juma from the Stop the Wall campaign in Palestine that spoke at the recent boycott, divestment sanctions, and I think very much like the passionate Sophie Harkat who spoke tonight. And all these people who are speaking about their realities and going beyond from what has been seen to what has been lived. And for me personally, the encounter with Patrick offered a more astute revelation of what my solidarity should mean. And I remember the impact of his casual observation that in all his travels across Canada, he had not seen one image of Haiti, no representation of the vibrant culture and people of that country. And that made me realize that celebration of culture is a political act, and that the very effort of sharing the culture of a country, while at the same time we talk about the exploitation and the repression against that country, humanizes what the media and the government consistently dehumanize through their actions. I also want to mention the efforts of the Chan delegation to Caracas during the World Social Forum, where they raised the issue of the coup and the repression of democracy. There were 19 members from Canada, and they joined up with a smaller contingent of 10 from Haiti, and together they organized public events, linked up with other delegates from other Latin American communities, and were able to bring forward the problems with the UN mission in Haiti, as well as the NGOs that were present at that World Social Forum, and were able to confront them in a very effective way. And the problem of cementing international connections made around the Haiti issue remains, but I think the work by the Canadian delegation and the Haitian delegation is an example, and that we have to continue to build this people-to-people diplomacy throughout our movements.